So, putting together an anthology, and it's similar to putting together a playlist on YouTube. So instead of having the individual videos for the playlist, I have the individual books for the anthology, but they're strung together under the title of anthology. I'm going to write an introduction to it, and then briefly about portions about each one, and then how they relate to each other. For me, how they are helping me develop what I want to call Holonic Shamanism. And here's the books. Here's the recommendation list. If you want to be into what I'm into, if you want to have access to some of the insights I have. And I have other books that I've got on rent or from the library, but these are the main ones that I'm using right now to come to the conclusions, to help aid, give me a language for my actual experiences in some of these realms. So the first one is DMT, The Spirit Molecule by Rick Strassman, and I'm getting through that one right now. I'll probably do a review on each of these books, but for right now it's my book list, it's my playlist, it's my anthology that I'm recommending. Next one is Elemental Shaman by Omar W. Rosales, which I've channeled a few of his pieces on the Holonic Network. This one was channeled for one of my most recent videos called The Psychotropic Mind. Jeremy Narby, Jen Conan, and Vincent Ravelli. So, this one's really good. LSD, Doorway to the Numinous by Stanislav Grof. Going into some of his scientific research, investigating the sacred geometry. And I say sacred even though LSD is known to be synthesized, but it doesn't mean there was a message. There wasn't a message maybe from to future through another holotropic journey from someone else, maybe on mushrooms or something more quote unquote on the natch. But yeah, it's good to educate yourself before you go into these realms, or at least have some kind of guide. Anchors. And the anchors can be books, they can be music, it can be your own praxis of chanting and mantra. It could be an actual person, a psychologist or a shaman. So, but make sure you protect yourself before going into any of these realms. And the last one is the Spirodynamics book by Don Edward Beck and Christopher Cohen. It helps you have a map for when you go into some of these realms and see these big fourth dimensional leviathans swimming around and channeling through you. You actually get some conceptual ink splashed around on these invisible organisms. They're quite easy to see and identify. And yeah, I think from something like this, I wouldn't go with, well, the Vortex is good, but if you combine it with someone like Nassim Harriman's work, which is something I've been talking with Cherie Beck about, you get a model that is sustainable. It's not exponential and going on forever. It's this closed loop psychic energy, consciousness folding in on itself. So getting to a point of maximum novelty, as McKenna would put it, and then going all the way back down the rabbit hole to the other side, falling from grace, essentially, and then coming back to grace. And grace is that you're living in the pure realm of freedom, imagination, harmony with the universe. This is I would suppose it would be a non-physically violent realm where this thing happens, and I see us collectively moving towards that to handle most of our encounters. And people complain, or people have a phobia of not being able to encounter humans as much anymore when they go on the internet. Now, that might be true, but it might be also true that you don't need to encounter as many humans. You really don't need all these interactions. You don't need to go to the bar every weekend. You don't need to go and waste gas driving 6 hours to work, or, I'm exaggerating, but some people do commute and they go hours to get to their job when a lot of this stuff can be done from home on their own computer. So it's about saving energy, mental and physical.